everyone, welcome to the channel. This is going to be the first video on the channel, so I'm going to apologize for any camera angles that may seem a little off. Today on the channel, we're going to be making, well, me! Let me address something real fast before we really get into the video. You're going to notice that in the video you're going to see one kind of face up, and then the end result is going to look a little different. The reason about that is I ended up getting a very bad can of sealer that I didn't know about, and the face up started to crack really bad. So I had to do some work off camera to basically do the entire face up again. You're probably going to ask, well, why didn't I just film the new face up? Sadly, due to some life constraints and timing and everything, I had to do all of this off camera without recording. So let's get straight to the video. Enjoy! I'm gonna apologize about the shaky camera at times. Sometimes I would end up hitting my tripod and it would knock the camera around. So right now I'm using a pair of scissors to cut the hair as close to the head as possible, just to make it easier to pull it out of the neck hole when it comes time for that. After that, I'm going to dunk her head into some hot water for about 30 seconds or so until the vinyl becomes nice, soft, and squishy. At that point I'm going to yank it off and begin to take off the face up. I'm using 100% pure acetone just because it makes the job go by that much faster. You can use nail polish remover, but it doesn't do the work as well. If you want to get it done fast and quick, acetone is the way to go. Sometimes I use a Q-tip or just squish the face a lot just to try and really get in those corners, making sure to give the vinyl one last wipe down with an acetone soaked cotton before going to wash the head with warm soapy water. Now I'm going to use a pair of Needlenose Pliers and really get in there to get all the hair out. This took a little while because there was some really good quality glue in that. Ugh, look at those chunks. It's oddly satisfying for some reason. I don't know why. Now we're going to move on to blushing the body. I've already sprayed her with 2 or 3 coats of MSC, or Mr. Super Clear. Using some Ready Pinks to blush the body really helps to give it some life. Sometimes you'll see me going in there with a different brush just to get away the excess. I don't know why, but blushing the body is one of my favorite things to do other than the face up. I found this really cool trick where I'm actually using one of my pointed Q-tips to draw on the eyebrows, because for some reason every time I try to use a smaller brush it never works out the way I plan. So when it comes to blushing the face, usually I hit the cheeks, I do the chin sometimes, and the top of the forehead. and sometimes the temples as well. Also, that little gray blob you see me using every now and again is part of my kneaded eraser. I'm just trying to correct the shapes to make it look like an eyebrow. I struggle with eyebrows a lot. Every time you see me cut away, it's usually because I go to spray the face with Mr. Super Clear, or most of the time I'm going to be referring it as MSC, because it's just easier to say. Usually you spray MSC whenever you need to save your progress and start working on another layer. I like to make the blushing in one layer as well as the eyebrows in another layer, just so I don't have to keep worrying about messing those up if I have to try and erase the face up. Now I'm trying to draw in the eyelashes. Those are tricky for some reason. You'll notice in this face up especially, for some reason the left side of the face has a harder time trying to pick up the color than the right side of the face. This, I believe, is mostly because of the bad can of Mr. Super Clear I was using, and I didn't know it at the time until it was far too late. And my face up is cracking everywhere, no matter how light of a touch I use. I'm trying to highlight some of the areas on the face, like the brow, the creases within the eye itself, and can't forget about the Cupid's bow. Here we go with some Acrylic powders. I'm going to add some glitter. Now we're going to work on the jacket. I recently just got into loving My Hero Academia, and for some reason I couldn't see not giving this doll a UA jacket for some reason. I tried to make a hoodie version of the UA jacket, but my sewing machine was not having any of it. I'm just using a white gel pen that I use for my art to do the outlines, because I find it's a little bit easier to clean up than the paint itself. I also make a small emblem on the front of the chest, or the front chest of the jacket, but for some reason I didn't record it. Once the white ink of the gel pen is dry, I'm going to go in there with... The paint bottle itself is called School Bus Yellow, and I can totally see it. So it matches the closest to the logo that I was referencing off camera. And I'm just going to fill it in with paint. I had to do 2 or 3 passes for it to become completely opaque. I did put a bit of a high gloss varnish on the jacket, or the jacket logos itself, just to try and help make the matte paint look shiny again to match the jacket, and I think it worked out really well. Now on to one of my favorite pieces of the doll, the shoes. I don't know whose shoes these were originally, but they're adorable, and they also have like a cat paw or a fox paw on the bottom of the boots, and it just works so perfectly with this channel and the doll itself. So I'm going to take some metallic purple and metallic blues, and I'm just going to like dot them on and brush it on just to give it more of like a galaxy look. Set it off to dry, and now I'm using a white pearl paint with a yarn crochet needle, and I'm just going to speckle on some stars. Brushing. I take some silver and I gently dry brush all the buckles and the chains and everything else just to really help accentuate the details. also coat the shoes with a matte varnish, just to help protect it from any scuffs and scrapes. Oh, there's those little paws I was talking about. They're so cute! So for the hair, I'm using acrylic yarn wefts that I made. I used Acetone's tutorials to make these, so if you want to know how to make them, just head over to her channel. She's much better at explaining it than I am. So I'm trying something new by using a hot glue gun to put the yarn wefts onto the doll's head. And I actually like it a lot better just because I don't have to wait as long for a dry time. So I'm using a eyebrow razor to help give the yarn a more natural-like look to it when it comes to cutting it. I figured I'd give her a side bang kind of look just because I really like it. For a little bit there, she started to look like Gladion from Pokemon Sun and Moon. And now it's time to put the finished doll together. I ended up giving her a ponytail because it actually looked a lot better with her. And with that, the doll is finished. If you like what you saw, feel free to hit the like button and maybe put a comment down below. I'd love to see what you guys thought about the video. I know there's a lot of stuff that I can change about it and work on, and I promise I'm going to. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you stay in touch with all my videos that I will be uploading in the future. Hope everyone enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!